All right, welcome everybody to another OkieTradez Study Session. So finally we get to talk about a nice winner. We got a day 3 surge here, classic pattern. I want to break it down real quick. No, it's not at all-time highs, though that would be cool if it was. Look at the volume here on this day 1. Clearly more volume than any day in its past. Doesn't even come close, so we can acknowledge that. So that tells me that the bag holders won't outweigh the new buyers based off the volume that outweighs. I love a stock. I love the breakouts where there just looks like there's no volume traded at all, and all of a sudden we get a pop in volume, strong volume. Tells me that the stock can move. So what do we have? Day 1, day 2, closed up close enough to this day 1 high that we can assume that on day 3, the day 3 surge, it's going to break out. If this one would have closed down here, I wouldn't assume on day 3 that it would break out. I like a green day that closes up kind of close to the day 1 high. That lets me know. All right, so when I traded it, we'll break it down. So some of my new rules are I'm looking to be a little bit more scalpy with these, and instead of just holding for my target, because we know that this stock can run. It went from 73 to $1.18. So roughly like 45 cents a share. So I knew that today at on the breakout day, it could run 45 cents a share. So if it opened up at, or if low day was 94, you just add 45 cents to that, which is what, like $1.45, $1.40, something like that. So that was my target. But another thing I'm doing is making 2 trades out of these. So my early entry, I sell early. If it holds up, I buy it again and then sell it quickly for my scale target. And I have high conviction, so I can take a lot of size because I know the win rate's good, and I know that it's likely going to hit the target based on the fact that after I sold it, it's holding up above my entry, or even if it was holding around it. Either way. So the plan to start the day, how I buy these, is always first high day versus low day. Once the high day is set, which means so it spiked up here, it could have kept spiking, and then we don't have a high day set until way up here, but a high day is set once it has a red candle after a green candle. So we get a green candle spike, or if it pulls, then the next candle would make this candle the high. So if like this candle opened up right like lower than this first candle and went lower, that would be the high. But since this one spiked up and then this candle was lower than that one, this is now the high. Comes up and tests the high but doesn't break. Pulls, sets a low of day. My play is always first high of day versus low of day, or last best dip. In this case, the last best dip is too close to low of day, so I will just choose low of day. So I buy it right here at 104, and then it does this little nice sideways action, and I added with the stop right here, and I am on last in, first out. So if this would have failed, I would have just sold this ad right here and then still held this one for the stop down here. But then it shoots up. So my new rules is when it spikes up on these and it starts to stall out, I sell half. So I sold half at like 115. Curls, broke the high, and then started to pull, and I sold the other half at 117. Then I thought it was a little bit too quick, but maybe next time if I see a little mini wedge like this at my entry, I could at least take like 1/2 size, but definitely like 1/4 the size, right? But I didn't take that. And so I missed this whole bit of profit right here. Maybe I should have. So something I'm looking at is possibly not selling here and then seeing if this, after it holds, if it like breaks and then stuffs, that's whenever I'll like potentially sell half right here and then see what it does afterwards. Like, does it hold and come back up, or does it just keep going lower? If it pulls too far, then I would sell the other half on the next bounce, or my stop, obviously. But it holds up. Missed this move because should have been adding, or at least minimum still holding half, but I didn't. Either way, that's just why we do this. We learn from it. And then we had this clear, like, type of wedge setup like this, right? So I got long at 130 right there, risking this 122. And as it holds up, I'm not adding. I thought about adding right here, but then I felt like, well, my stop is not like that much higher from there. So I just didn't. But then it set this new low, and then I almost added right there, but I didn't. And then it got super tight right here. So I definitely added right here. And then I felt like it was clear I could move my stop up. So I added a lot of size, especially at about 8,000 shares. And I sold it from I guess I had a 132 average at 142. Made $800 on that one, made like 200 here. So overall, 1,000 on the trade. And it went up to 147, so I missed out on, like, I left some profits on the table, but I'm getting better. I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, and then look what happens. Exactly, it just dumps. So I did exactly right. And the scale target was 145, and look, it went, because 45 cents from low of day equaled 145, and look where it hit 145, and then it dumped. So there's something to that. Um, but yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed the study session. I hope it made a lot of sense to you. I feel like I broke down every little thing that I could think of. And if you ever have any questions, just ask. All right, everybody, I'll see y'all another day.